So here's a short story about a young gal who's deeply regretting rejecting her male best friend from a year earlier because the only guys that want her just want to hook up with her. She doesn't want to be seen as a piece of meat. She wants a guy to care about her. And well, she ruined it with the other guy. And that'd be a good one to go over here making a couple points. Guys, if you like a girl or a woman, you express your interest, you ask her out. And if she turns you down, okay, no problem, as long as she's nice about it, and move on. Do not be the guy who says, okay, I'll just be your friend. And you hang out with her and you be her girlfriend essentially and listen to all her problems, fix things when they break in her house, jump on the phone the second she calls. You're never going to get with her. She'll never see you that way. When a woman sees a guy in the friend zone, that is it. Okay? Period. Why? Because you're just going to be asking for a lot of pain and suffering and hurt, and you will be rejected, I promise you. It's only in the movies where those guys get the girl eventually, where she sees the error of her way and live happily ever after. Don't let yourself suffer like that. And also, eventually these same girls that aren't interested in that guy will usually have a moment where they're tired of Chad and Tyrone and will give that guy a chance. But here's the thing, it won't last because eventually they'll get bored with him and realize, hey, I wasn't into him to begin with. I was just sick and tired of the Chad and Tyrone. So she'll be right back with Chad and Tyrone, so don't even do it. Titled, Am I the jerk for rejecting my best friend and regretting it a year later? Now listen to this. She says, I, an 18-year-old female, and my best friend, who's 19, let's call him Ace, have been super close ever since elementary school. He was my ride or die. Even as we grew up and went through different phases of our life, we stayed tight. In other words, Ace has liked her all that time, but he never obviously had the guts to ask her out or anything like that, or she's not mentioning he did express interest, but she rejected him. Well, last year I broke up with my ex-boyfriend of 2 years because he cheated on me. Oh, imagine that. Good guy Ace, not interested in him, she's with a guy who cheats on her. At the time, I was heartbroken, and honestly, I felt like I wasted so much time and energy on that relationship. The day it happened, I called Ace right away and poured my heart out to him. What'd I tell you? Right? This is why you're not the male butt. And how much it would hurt the guy that's in the friend zone, who himself put himself there. He really likes her, and he sees her with another guy and all that. Don't do that. But of course, she's calling up and crying about her guy cheating on her. Well, he listened to everything, consoled me, and even made me laugh when I felt like falling apart. After I calmed down, we ended up drinking and talking all night. I slowly started to heal and move on. Meanwhile, Ace is like, I'm going to get my chance now. That jerk cheated on her. Yep, I'm going to get my chance. About a month later, Ace sent me a long message suddenly confessing his feelings for me. Took Ace long enough, it's only been like since freaking elementary school. I was taken aback and I didn't know what to say. So I texted him back awkwardly and told him I only saw him as a friend. So, that sucks for Ace, but the thing is, Ace didn't even have the balls to do it in person. So all these years he's been with her, pretending to be her friend, because that's really what it was. It was the friendship was a fraud. He obviously was carrying a torch for forever, but never acted on it. And then he freaking expresses his feelings like some silly thing by text. That doesn't have any balls. He didn't reply right away, but when he finally did, he just said, I understand, I knew you would never go for me, and ended it with, I love you. Then he blocked me at everything, and that shattered me in a way I didn't expect. Well, I understand him now. He did his thing in the most pussy-ass way possible, that he can't be around her anymore because it's only going to hurt him. I'm fine with that, but just the way he went about it was in a bitch-ass way. Weeks turned into months, then a whole year, and I didn't hear anything from him. Okay, so I guess she's like 19 now or something. I tried dating again, but every guy I met was either looking to hook up or wasn't serious. Well, who are those guys she's going for? You can't tell me a pretty young gal who's like 19 years old can't have good guys out there that actually would treat her well and would see her more than her tits and ass. No, she's attracted to a certain guy. And all I could think about was Ace. That message that night. So, all of a sudden she's starting to feel like I want the guy that treats me well and sees me as a person, not as a piece of meat. And honestly, I regret rejecting him so much. He was the best guy I've ever known. Loyal, kind, funny, everything I ever wanted in a man. I think I was too caught up in my own mess to see what was right in front of me. Now I just feel like I threw away my chance at real love, and I can't stop thinking about him. Am I the jerk? Well, here's the deal. In my opinion, and this is going to shock some of you guys, she's not the jerk if she's not into him. Okay? I mean, guys, I'm sure you've had gals that were interested in you, some of you, that probably were good looking, but for whatever reason, you just weren't into them. You're not a jerk because you weren't into her, so I have no problem with her not being into him. I do have a problem with her stringing him along all this time, knowing darn freaking well, come on here, that he was into her and using him for his time and all that type of stuff like that. And they're young. Now, some young women, I mean really young, some actually think that men and women can be friends. Like a guy hangs out with her and listens to her problems because he cares about her. He's her friend. Some are young and not experienced enough to know that. And then are shocked to find out that they really were in love with him all along. You know, some. But that's rare. Most of the time, come on, they know on some level here. Especially once they get past like 21 years old, they know darn well. But still. And also, in my opinion, so I have no problem with her not being into him. She's not into him, she's not into him. But if she's using him, then I have a problem, and a lot of women do that, you know? Another thing, now after she's tired of being seen as a piece of meat, now all of a sudden she's missing him, thinking, I missed the perfect guy. No, she's just tired of being treated like crap. And I guarantee you that if she called him up right now, or showed up at his house, and said she made a mistake and she was wrong, maybe, flip a coin, because maybe this guy became R-pilled, that he'd probably go for her. And for a short period of time, they'd have some fun. Probably the sex would be quite awkward. But eventually, when she started feeling comfortable again, she'd realize she just was never into the guy. You know, I mean, it's just the only reason she got with him is because she was tired of being hurt and treated like a piece of meat by the bad boys. And what would happen is this guy would then all his feelings would come pouring out again and fall in love with her. And ultimately, he'd get dumped. It would not have the Hollywood movie ending. He'd get his heart broken, and they'd part ways, and she'd go back to dating Chad and Tyrone if she wasn't cheating on him. And then I can see a couple years down the road again, she's hurt, and she calls him up again, and if he didn't learn anything, she's back with him. That's usually how it goes. So, no, I don't fault her for not having attraction for him, but I do fault her for wanting to go back to him, and if she would, on the basis that because she's convinced that, oh, you know, I made a mistake. You know, he was my number one. No, he wasn't. It's just that you're tired of Chad and Tyrone. But she's 19 years old, 20 years old, whatever. There's a whole lot more Chad and Tyrone's where that came from. So anyhow, guys, the lesson is don't be that guy. Do not be the guy. Yeah, you express your interest. You have some balls. You ask the girl out that you like. She turns you down. Don't be a jerk about it. Don't call her a BIT or anything like that. Okay, no problem. And move on. Sooner or later, you'll find one that likes you. But don't do the friend thing, because otherwise, I mean, I've done that crap when I was like in high school and college, some girls I liked, and it hurts. It hurts when they come to you and talk about the other guy. And you hope that she'll see the error of her ways. You'll hope that, that those guys are jerks to her, and you think that, oh, if I'm just there for her, I'm such a nice enough guy, she'll see the error of her ways, and when things screw up with that guy, I'll have my shot. No, you don't. Or if you do, it's very brief, and then whoosh, you're toast again. It's the truth. I'm going to read a few comments here. I'll wrap this up. One guy says, you're good. My sister did this to a guy when we were in high school. After 4 years of falling all over her, he found a great girl and moved on from my sister. It took my sister 3 years to get over it. She acted like she was the victim, even though she treated this guy worse than trash. She actually had him drive her out away so she could go meet another guy. He just sat in the car for 2 hours while she was hooking up with this other guy. Well, he's a dumbass. Absolutely disgraceful stuff, and she learned her lesson. So did you. Well, according to this girl's story, she didn't do anything like that, but we can imagine what she was doing. Again, some gals that are very young some actually don't know. They're naive enough, inexperienced enough that they don't know the guy really likes them, if he didn't ask him out already. But by and large, that she probably knew. Another one says, not a jerk. If he was truly your friend, first and foremost, he wouldn't have ghosted and blocked you when you declined a change in friendship dynamic, which tells me this friendship was always, or at some point after puberty, became transactional. It was only your friend until he found an opening to shoot his shot. picked you when you were vulnerable and tried to guilt you when you were shot him down. The whole thing gives me the ick. That's from a woman supporting her. Yeah, big surprise. The woman giving him a hard time. Yeah, I mean, he should have just asked her out initially. Another one says, this is the last one. You sound like you only regret it because other guys just want to F you. That's not generally missing someone. It's missing someone because you're lonely. If these guys you met had wanted something serious, you wouldn't be thinking about Ace. Ding, ding, ding. It's a little pathetic that after you realize you can't find something better, you suddenly want him back. Thank you. So hopefully Ace, I hear Ace, I think Ace Ventura. Hopefully Ace has become R-pilled. And when she reaches out to him, because you know she's going to do it, you know, Ace will be like, hey, it's good to hear from you, but not going to happen. End of story. Otherwise, Ace is going to be in some trouble and he's going to have his heart broken there. So anyhow, guys, there you go. Entertaining story. That's the lesson there. I hope you guys, somebody out there will learn from this, not make Ace's mistake.